What's up, everybody? This is the voice of YouTube's Round Shadow Hedgehog here. I just want to talk about whatever. I want to start with something that is a little bit close to my heart, and that is, of course, is horror. With my convention coming up, I want to talk about my favorite horror franchise, which might shock you because when most of the time when you ask someone their favorite horror franchise, you'll always hear Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, Saw, you know, the big names. My favorite horror franchise has always been the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was, fun fact, the remake is actually the reason why I am a horror fan. Um, Even though that I watched other movies before then, that movie is what made me a fan of the genre. And it's kind of the reason why I have a Leatherface costume from that movie. A buddy helped me make it, and even though that I'm kind of retired, kind of not from cosplaying, um, I'm still going to keep that, and I thought about maybe eventually getting a mannequin for it, just to at least display it. Like I said, I'm kind of retired, kind of not. You'll never know about me. I say one thing, next thing I'm doing something else. So I've been thinking about talking to the same buddy this weekend at the convention that we're both going to help me out to get it a lot more on par with his, because I'm pretty competitive, and even if that he might have the better mask than me, I at least want to be on par with him costume wise. So I'm probably gonna have him help me out. Um, but yeah, Leatherface is my favorite horror character. My favorite movie, which might shock you because people always say the original or the remake or part two. My favorite is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. It is my favorite. I loved the look of Leatherface in the movie. I'm a fan of the mask he gets later on, but I prefer his more like muzzle looking, mask. Um, what made that movie so intimidating was like, even though that I'm not a fan of the actor, he's a bit of a douche. Um, Andrew, the actor that plays Leatherface, name is Andrew. You know what? We'll just call him Andrew B. I can't say. I suck with saying last names. I've said this many times. Um, but he did acting with his body movements and his eyes, and a lot of people say that Tommy is just your normal serial killer. He's basically like Jason, and I have to disagree. The difference between the remake timeline of Leatherface and the original Leatherface is that the remake Leatherface is more angry. He is more, because he was bullied, right? And he ended up working for a crappy boss. And what doesn't help is that his uncle, basically, Sheriff Hoyt, or Charlie, which is his first name, kind of in a way got him to do his bidding. So even the actor that plays Uncle Monty has said the same thing. If he probably could have came out okay if it wasn't for Hoyt's influence on him. So yeah, I love every movie in the franchise except for Next Generation. Next Generation, to me, is a bad fan film, and the sad thing is, one of the people that worked on the original did that movie. It did not capture the original, in my opinion. Um, you, to be honest, you can't really capture something that has already been done. You can give it the same aura, but it's not going to be the same feel. Um, a lot of you know a lot of that is, like a lot of bands will say that this album, sounds like this with a little bit of this, and and you know that might be true, but it's not gonna sound the same like a previous album. Um, so Next Generation is a very disappointing. It's probably my least favorite horror movie. It is. It's so bad. I've given it so many chances and I can't. Ugh. And it ain't because of the fact that in that one they took the whole Ed Gein influence a little too much. In the original movie, Leatherface put on a woman's face with makeup, and people called it the quote unquote pretty woman look. Um, in this movie, they took it a bit too much, and this movie felt more of a parody than an actual Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And the funny thing is, you might as well say Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part Two is more of a parody, basically, because it's basically a comedy. Um, that movie doesn't take itself too seriously either, but this movie felt more like a parody. And this was also the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre with nudity. I'm not going to say what happens with the nudity. Just if you're curious, go watch it. All I'm going to say is, don't tell me I didn't warn you. That's bad. The only saving grace for me in that movie is actually an actor I'm not too fond of. I'm not a fan of, which is Matthew McConaughey. His character was so crazy, but his character is the only one I can actually enjoy in that movie. Everyone else, forgettable. And I'm normally very open-minded about movies, but in the Was a Rhyme style, it be like that sometimes. Um, but yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series is one of my favorites. It's my favorite horror franchise, and yeah, I wish we could get a Texas Chainsaw style game, kind of similar to Friday the 13th, but a little bit more open worldish. I mean, I think it would be cool to have a survival horror experience. I mean, heck, I would even rather have it to be a first person game. If they have it take place in the original continuity, one moment you could see the house from the original, next moment you can see the freaking radio station from part 2, or maybe even the house from part 3. That would be really cool, and you can play as different Leatherface. I mean, heck, why stop at the original when I add the remake? Because again, I like the original Leatherface. It's my favorite version of him. I wouldn't have two masks from that movie if I didn't like it that much. So yeah, I really do hope we get another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and hopefully it's not as bad as Next Generation. I don't think Leatherface, the movie, the prequel to the original, I don't think that movie isn't as bad, but I don't agree with the person who ends up becoming Leatherface. It goes against what Tobe Hooper and Gunnar Hansen has said. Tobe Hooper wrote and directed the movie, and Gunnar Hansen played Leatherface in the original. And he had a cameo in the original, and he sat on the same window that he did during the original, and he did this one thing, that Leatherface does with his mouth in the original. So, yeah. Speaking of, I'm gonna say that for the end. In terms of games I've been playing lately, I mean, obviously, other than the games I've been recording for the channel, which a Sonic Plays video will be coming. Don't worry about it. It will be coming. It will be Sonic the Hedgehog 4. I'm not gonna do another collab. I only did that because I was tired and I had to have something out. I will be honest, but it was fun. I've been playing a lot of Mario Maker 2 lately, and I was a fan. I was a fan of the original, and even though I didn't play that much, I did like it. But when it comes to Mario Maker 2, and I think this is kind of my problem with gamers nowadays, it's like people will say something that is a rage game, and it's not. Mario Maker 2, well, any Mario Maker game, well, even though that we've only had two when we had the one on the 3DS, um, you know, anyone can take a game and call it a rage game when like Mario Maker 2 is pretty much a blank canvas. It's your choice on what level you want to make. If you want to make a rage level, have at it. You want to make a puzzle solving level, have at it. You want to make a more traditional level, have at it. Speed run, have at it. It's pretty much your choice. Now, obviously, in Mario Maker 2, compared to the first one, there is now story mode, and Nintendo made some levels for it. And of course, they are challenging but fair, right? Because it's Nintendo. They don't want you to break your Switch, which I do think it's ridiculous that gamers do that nowadays. And if you guys can't hear it, that is a plane. Um, and I've also been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. I've been playing a lot of Dokkan Battle as well, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, because right now there's another celebration, and what I've noticed too during a celebration on Dokkan, I will not play much games like my actual games because I'm focusing my energy on that game because Dokkan Battle can take a lot of time. It's a grindy game, and now I've also been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic here and there, which I got to get back to playing that. I love that MMO. It's probably my favorite MMO. Because Star Wars is life. What can I say? Star Wars is better than Harry Potter. What can I say? Star Wars is better than anything, in my opinion. And people can fight me. But yeah, I've been just, I've been enjoying Mario Maker 2, and it's extremely fun. It's frustrating at times, but it's fun. And this time at my brother-in-law's and my sister's, I brought my Xbox One because again I can't play my PS4 right now. So like I downloaded Battlefield 5 and Star Wars Battlefront 2, the new one, and I do have the old one on there as well. Which I'm not gonna say which one I prefer. I like both for different reasons. They're both different games, even though that there are some similarities. Um, and I tried playing Battlefield 5, but like if I'm in a chill mood and if I try playing a shooter, it don't work. So I definitely now know when I'm in the mood to play a game or not. And like earlier, I was playing Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy on my Xbox One, which is a very fun game. I wish I could continue my Let's Play on that on PC, but it is what it is. I'll get the whole controller thing figured out eventually for that game. But yeah, I've been more in a chill mood, and it's been pretty okay. I'm doing okay. Um, you know, I do have my bad days, obviously. When it comes to letting personal shit. Did I say shit? Oh yes, I did say shit. Oh well, YouTube can deal with it. Um, you know, I'm not gonna get too much into that because it's personal. I do have my bad days too, where it does get to me. But I'm human, right? I can't be happy all the time. I don't want to be a freaking robot. You know, humans get mad, humans get sad, humans get depressed. It's just how it is. We have emotions. Even though that the internet sometimes doesn't want us to have any. And I say those people can go, well, fly off. Just replace fly with another F word. Oh man, this no cussing thing is a pain in the butt. YouTube making YouTube. Why do you have to make things more problematic than what they have to be? Seriously. But yeah, this is pretty much the video for this week. Now, as for next week, I have something planned that I was going to do last year, but I couldn't. I forgot to do it. Well, first and foremost, because I hated the place that Horrorhound was at, so I didn't want to deal with it. But this time, since it's at an actual convention center, and hopefully this time they stay there, Because I'm tired of the moving. Now, if I did my way, I wish they could go back to the old place, but obviously they're getting bigger, and it is what it is. You know, it still has the same vibe. No matter what building it goes into, it still has the same vibe. I'm going to be recording my experience there. I know for sure I'm going to record Friday, because I know for a fact that if I do go into costume as an if, doesn't mean I am, doesn't mean I won't. I want to record Horrorhound for you guys so that you guys can understand, you guys can see more of, I guess, the real me, because I know that on YouTube, on YouTube, people are always going to be a little bit fake. I mean, I'm not always this positive. I'm not the most positive person on the planet. But I'm gonna record it. I'm definitely gonna do Friday, and this is gonna be a project to where I'm actually gonna be editing, because I have to take out certain clips I don't like, or if there's any dead points. Like if I'm walking to another room or something, or if I'm talking to friends, then I'll stop recording, and then when I get back, probably after the convention, I'll probably edit it all and make it one whole clip, one whole video, and I'll upload. And there we go. And I might try record Sunday. Like I said, I'm gonna start recording when I'm buying something, meeting some celebrities, and of course talking with friends or hanging with friends. If they don't mind being on video, that's fine. But like I said, I'm going to this convention mostly because I need to feel more human. Not to mention, it's been nice getting away. I needed this because when you see the four same laws, it gets to you. You know. But yeah, look forward to that. I'm excited to be filming that. So what I think I'll do is once we either park or we get left off or something, I'll probably turn on my phone. Then I'll probably start recording once we get inside, and you guys get to see my face. You guys get to see pretty much what I get to see. You guys get to pretty much experience it with me. So, but like I said, it might just be Friday. I want to enjoy the convention on my own time. I don't want to keep recording videos, right? Even though that I am a YouTuber, I don't always want to be at work. I want to enjoy myself. So, Friday for sure. Definitely not Saturday. Maybe Sunday. So anyways, you guys, this has been your whole show, The Hedgehog, and I'll see you all later.